See how tender it is? Now I know you're gonna like this one. What's up, everybody? Tonight I know you're gonna like this one. It is a cold season. Even if you're in a hot state, this is still a good quick recipe for you. Tonight I'm gonna be doing Zuppa Tuscano. It's a reflection of Olive Garden style, but mine is better, just saying. There are 5 major ingredients, pretty simple. The first one is bacon, any of your choice. I prefer unflavored, maybe just like hickory, nothing like crazy, but just a pound of bacon. And I have 4 1-pound Italian sausage. This one, it says hot, but it's not really hot. They didn't have mild, so you can get whatever flavor you want to. I got 4 of those, so 4 pounds of that, 1 pound of the bacon. I got about 3 or 4 bunches of fresh kale. I have, let's see, I have 2 pints of the heavy cream, or you can do 1 full quart of it. I have 2 large onions. I have potatoes. There's 5 pounds of that. And I got about 6 large garlic cloves. I'm gonna make my own chicken broth, so chicken broth however you want it to be. And then black pepper, and that is all the ingredients. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to kind of chop up my bacon a little bit. Now I'm gonna chop it up even more once it's actually cooked. It'll be a lot easier, but I'm just trying to make it cook a little bit quicker so it can be a quick recipe. It doesn't take long for this, and I'm not trying to be here all night doing this. So anyways, I'm cutting up my bacon in just large chunks. I'm gonna add it to my hot pan over here. By the way, everything is gonna be cooked in this one pot. Now you don't have to make as much, so again, as I say with all my recipes, if it's something in there that you don't want, please feel free to like take it out. I have to add every single ingredient I have in here is just a guidance to kind of get you started. I'm also gonna add my, so I'm letting my bacon cook down just a little bit, and then I'll add my my sausage to it, my Italian sausage. My bacon is golden brown. I'm gonna take it out and drain it, because I'm gonna add it back in this pot later on. So right now I'm just really getting the base of it done. You can add more bacon if you want to, or less bacon. It's all up to you. It's your life. Do what you want. In the meantime, while my bacon is frying, I'm going to go ahead and cut up my potatoes and let them sit. By the way, this is 1 bag of russet potatoes. It's a 5 pound. You can chop it however you want to, however the thickness you want. I prefer maybe about 1/4 of an inch or 1/2 inch. Maybe a little bit smaller, just because you don't want it to take forever to cook. Again, this is supposed to be a quick recipe, under an hour. And with that being said, I'm going to try to keep it under an hour. So potatoes, you can add red potatoes, you can do russet potatoes, golden potatoes, whatever type of potato you want, or you can take out the potato. All right, so I've already taken out my bacon. As you can see how much it shrunk. So you can put, typically I would put 2 pounds of bacon in here, but keeping it light today. I'm gonna keep the rest of this bacon grease. I drained half of it, so I don't want it to be too greasy. I'm gonna add my sausage right on top of that bacon grease that's already in there. Don't add the paper like I just put in there. Take that part out. So I'm gonna brown my sausage, and I'll show you while the sausage is browning. I'm gonna go ahead and cut up both my onion and my garlic, and be right back. All right, so as you can see in the pot, I just kept a little bit of the sausage grease in there so it can coat the bottom of my pan while I add my onions and garlic. so that it can get to get all that flavor in there. Now, as you notice, you can see on this recipe, I did not add any additional salt. So I'm letting my ground sausage drain. Again, I'm trying to keep it less fatty as possible, but if you like all the extra fat stuff, then keep it. But for me, I'm just trying to keep it a little bit lower on this one. But it's all flavor. You get enough flavor from the sausage and the bacon where you don't have to add salt. In the meantime, while the onions, I'm letting my onions get to almost translucent color. I'm gonna show you how I make my chicken broth, which is the next ingredient that's gonna go in there. So you can add actual chicken broth that you get like Swan's or whatever, or you can make your own. I typically like to make my own because it's more flavorful and I can control like the salt level of it by watering it down or less. So I'm gonna take about a cup of this, and I'm gonna add, for every cup that I have, I'm gonna add 5 cups to it. So there's a cup of the chicken powder. Now this can be adjusted however you want to. If you want it to be less sodium or whatever you want to call it, then put less in there. If you want more, put more. Again, everything that I give you is just a baseline to get you started, and the rest of that is history. So all of the salt will come from, as I said, all the ingredients that are going in here. So between the chicken broth has enough salt in there, and the bacon and the sausage. So as you can tell, this is how I make my chicken broth. Very simple. If I was doing something else to it, I'll add more, but today I'm just doing basic chicken broth. And there's mine. I actually made 8 cups for mine. So, and then while my onions are going to go, I'm going to add my ground pepper. I'm going to add maybe, I'll say I'm adding about 2 tablespoons of pepper. And once my onions are ready, I'm going to add my chicken broth to it, which, let me see, should be about ready. Okay, so my onions are ready. I'm going to go ahead and add all of my chicken broth to my onions. And again, you can adjust this however you want to. So once my chicken broth comes to a boil, I'm actually going to do another round of that because I realize I'm making a quad batch. So I'm going to make another round of my chicken broth. I'm going to show you what I'm going when I add my heavy cream and my potatoes, but stay tuned. My chicken broth is almost up to a boil, so I'm going to go ahead and add all of my potatoes so that my potatoes can get al dente. Once I see that my potatoes have been just a slight crunch to it, I'm going to add my heavy cream. And then after, actually, I'm sorry. Before I add my heavy cream, I'm going to add back my meats, my bacon, and my sausage. And then once that gets up to a boil, I'll finish off with my heavy cream and kale. All right, everybody. So my potatoes are about 3/4 of the way done. I'm going to go ahead and add all of my meat. Give it a stir as I put it in there. Add my bacon. Give that a stir. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add my heavy cream and cut the fire on medium. I'm gonna stir this heavy cream in. See that? That's what gives it that color when you see it as Olive Garden, the heavy cream. You can actually make this vegetarian or vegan. I don't know what you all use, but you can use vegetable broth. I'm sure y'all have some like chicken flavored stuff, you know, that vegans can use, or vegetarians if you want to get that broth flavor. And then you can add, like, I know they have like ground beef or sausage, stuff like that that's vegan. So you can also add that, and then obviously the potatoes, onions, and kale is all vegan and vegetarian. So if you want to know how you can do a vegan and vegetarian version, that's it. All right, y'all, so I've already added my heavy cream. I'm gonna cut down the temperature on that, and then literally right before I'm getting ready to serve it, I'm gonna add my kale because this cooks really quick. And that's it. I'm gonna put my top back on my pot, let it go for another 10-15 minutes. Then I'll show you how the final product. All right, y'all, so my soup is just about done. By the way, I just chopped these up, as you can see, in like big chunks. You can chop them up smaller than that if you want to. I'm literally getting ready to serve this, so therefore I'm gonna add my kale. Remember, you don't want to cook this too long because it will get soft and mushy. But that's why I literally add it right before I serve it. So that is it. I'm gonna stir it up and show you what the final results look like after I stir it up. That kale is gonna cook down less than half the size that you see it right now. So I'm gonna stir it up. See, y'all can see it's already starting to cook, that kale. Don't take long at all. And you can serve that kale just like that, or you can add the kale in the bowl, and by the time it gets to the person's mouth, it'll be just tender enough and still have a slight crunch to it, because still want to keep some of the good nutrients and stuff that's in there. But anyways, you can top this off with some cheese. I typically like Asiago or any Italian cheese you want to, white cheese. Put in the bowl, and it's good to go. I want to thank you all for watching, tuning in. We're getting ready to enjoy the soup for tonight. It's supposed to snow and be cold tomorrow, so this is going to be a perfect soup to just warm up a few minutes in the microwave. Again, take a look at that last bit. See how chunky that is? That's a good, chunky, hearty soup. And that's it. Thanks for watching. If you haven't had a great day today, find a reason to make it great. The day's already over. I hope tomorrow's a great day for you.